The following presentation seeks to analyze the history of the mega construction surrounding the Kaaba, currently based in the city of Mecca in Saudi Arabia. It is considered to be the holiest site in the Muslim world and has seen remarkable changes from its inception into the modern day. The following two pictures are separated by 128 years. It is said that the Kaaba was first erected by Adam, later reconstructed by Ibrahim and his son Ismail, and was a polytheist sanctuary prior to Islam. When the Prophet Muhammad would return to Mecca with his disciples, he would destroy the pagan idols housed inside the Kaaba in declaration to the oneness of God. The online etymology dictionary links the origins of the word Kaaba to the Arabic words of 1734. When Kaab is used as a Muslim boy's name, it means glory. It could also be a contraction of kabara, or to get bigger, or connected to kabar, the action of raising arms in prayer and expression of Muslim devotion. The Kaaba has been reconstructed several times in its history. It was once destroyed by the Syrian army in approximately 683 CE, and another during the reign of Sultan Murad Khan in 1629 CE, following a flood. Finally, the last major reconstruction was in 1996, roughly 400 years after the flood during Sultan Khan's rule. The Saudi Arabian government has taken down, bulldozed over, and demolished a number of the structures surrounding the Kaaba dating back to the 8th century, formerly erected by the Ottomans. This was part of its $21 billion project that began in 2011 to accommodate for the millions of Muslims that arrive in the holy city to observe their pilgrimage. The Kaaba resides within many archives of Islamic significance, of pagan erasure, of unattainable sites for tourists, and so on. We can assert that the Kaaba functions similarly to the French cathedrals, which stand as objects of permanence. However, it intersects as an object of transformation, as it stands as a tool for state assertions of superiority in the Muslim world. The Kaaba as a mega-project adds a dimension to the analysis of mega-projects as archives, intersecting between permanence and transformation. Despite being broken down a few times, the Kaaba stands firm on the land it was first conceived on. At the same time, it makes ruins of and constructs over histories that do not conform to the narrative asserted by the Saudi state. It is fair to argue that by maintaining the porticos, columns, and sun shelters that existed around the site centuries ago, they sacrifice ease of access for the pilgrims to circumnavigate the Kaaba. By constructing 2 or more floors for pilgrims to complete their 7 circuits, pilgrims in wheelchairs are provided increased access. What about the areas surrounding the Kaaba? Taking down a column is quite different than constructing over the house of Hamza, the Prophet Muhammad's uncle, which was planned to be taken down in favor of a Meccan hotel, according to Irfan al-Alawi, executive director of the Islamic Heritage Research Foundation. There have even been rumored threats to Muhammad's tomb in Medina and his birthplace in Mecca. Some have argued that it is the fight Wahhabi extremists have taken up to eliminate the worship or pilgrimage to shrines, as it suggests worship of something other than God. It does not matter what surrounds the vicinity of the Kaaba in this view, whether it be the homes of the Prophet's first wife or of the first Caliph Abu Bakr. But how much of the demolition of the surrounding city can be justified? The Saudi state has the largest construction market in the Middle East, and it is seeing a period of rapid expansion in its public sector. In the last year, to contain the spread of COVID-19, the Saudi Arabian government was out approximately $12 billion as international visitors were banned from making Hajj. This amasses approximately 20% of the country's non-oil GDP and 7% of its total GDP. The transformation of Mecca reflects the triumph of Saudi Arabia in the Muslim world. In order to welcome such a huge number of travelers every year, it would make sense to bulldoze over minor historic sites in favor of hotels and lodgings. The ways in which the city has been completely redesigned to accommodate for its religious tourism reflects the state's mission to remain the holiest site in the Muslim world. Similarly to the Gothic cathedral, the Kaaba was inspired by a devotion to worship and implies local affluence. With the Kaaba as an agent of Saudi enterprise, Muslims all around the world prostrate towards the structure as they stand in prayer and submit to their faith. Similarly, the minor histories and lesser-known tales in Middle Eastern folklore submit to be bulldozed over for the mega construction. One can consider the Kaaba as an object of permanence as well, in what it represents in the Muslim world. Save for a short period of time when the Prophet Muhammad redesignated the Qibla to Jerusalem, Mecca has remained the center of Muslim worship. This dates to the event where Muhammad destroyed the pagan idols residing within it in 629 CE. With that being said, the Kaaba was not constructed to withstand the climate and natural disasters it would face. Unlike Noah's Ark, it is believed that the Kaaba was first destroyed by the Great Flood during Prophet Noah's time. However, the Kaaba itself does not evoke the same kind of awe that the Ark might have, or that the Beauvais Cathedral does. The structure itself is relatively basic. Yet the Kaaba contains its own kind of mysticism. It is said that the Prophet Ibrahim built the Kaaba. He was given a black stone by the angel Jibril, or Gabriel. The stone was placed in the eastern corner of the structure, and it remains there today. It holds immense significance for the pilgrims who hope to touch or kiss the stone, as it was a part of the traditions of the Prophet Muhammad. In order to maintain the traditions from centuries past, the Kaaba must continue to stand relatively unaltered, that the black stone not be removed or acquired by others, and that the surrounding areas be cleared to make way for more pilgrims. The Kaaba, as the center of the mega construction in Mecca, surely lives up to some suggested origins of its name as a site that will grow bigger. In accordance with the belief that the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia maintains its status as a superior figure in the Muslim world, and that it continues to house one of the most important sites of Islamic faith and practice, the Kaaba mega projects will persist. In this sense, there is a permanence of construction that will sow greater prosperity for the Saudi state. It is possible that many tourist spots and natural landscapes will be demolished in favor of another five-star hotel. Will we determine that some arks and archives are less important than others? Perhaps it is the radical Wahhabis that assert greater importance to the Kaaba rather than the shrine of Imam Ali in Najaf, Iran, a site of extreme importance to most Shia Muslims. The mega construction of Mecca for the Kaaba contributes to conversations surrounding arks and archives. It represents a symbol of immovable faith while pulling in the surrounding city into orbit. It will remain an important structure for Muslims and for the avid historian. Only time will tell if the Kaaba will decimate minor histories of Mecca city or if they will be allowed to remain.